So it's been 4 months since my hair transplant in Turkey, and it is time for an update. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's OJ here. It's time for my 4 months update since my hair transplant, which happened on the 25th of October last year. I went to Istanbul to a very renowned clinic, Cosmedica, and I had the FUE procedure because at the time I felt that my hair was really thinning and it was time to do something about it. Now I'm gonna show you my progress, but before that, a quick recap. So first, I did a lot of research. I did a few consultations with different clinics. One was in London, one was in Cyprus, which is where I'm based. And then I did 2 consultations with 2 different clinics in Turkey. Having several consultations with different places is very important because you want to get different opinions. You want to see what doctors are going to advise you and judge for yourself. How do you actually feel about this? Is this the right person? Do you feel that they can do the job for you? Do you feel that they are going to offer you exactly what you want and how you want it and at the price that you want? So this is why it's important to collect different opinions and just try different places. Don't just go for the first one that you find in your research. Now, in my earlier videos, I already explained in much detail how I went about choosing Cosmedica, why I selected that clinic, and the different things that I was asking in my different consultations. Also, I shared with you how different doctors were advising different things and why I actually felt that Cosmedica is the right place for me. So if you want to find out more about my research process and how everything went, go to the earlier videos, go to this one that is popping here right now, or just at the end of the video it will pop up as well. So don't skip this video, just wait until the end. But overall, after a few months of researching and consulting and everything, I decided to go to Istanbul, and this is where I had my hair transplant in October. I want to point out that I wasn't really losing my hair. I didn't have any bald patches or anything like that, but my hair was really thinning and I could see the scalp on my head, which I wasn't happy about. And hopefully this right now, you can see here the difference between my hair as it is right now after 4 months and what it used to be just before I had the procedure. So you can compare. As you can see, the results are really impressive. But of course, I'm going to go through more detail as to how we get from here to here. So let's start chronologically. Well, first, the operation took about a whole day. It started around 10 in the morning and we finished around 7 in the afternoon. We did have a lunch break, which was about half an hour, and then we continued. So the first half of the procedure was extracting of the healthy follicles from the back of my head. This was my donor area and also some of the sides. And then the second half of the day was spent in transplanting these healthy follicles into the areas that needed. Basically, my goal was to just thicken my hair to get a kind of a more younger looking scalp. And also we dropped the hairline a little bit because it started being reduced here. So this is why you can see here on week 1, I have this darker line here at the front, which is all of these were transplanted. And then by random, many hair follicles were transplanted on top of my hair and around the crown, which was the area that was most affected, of course, by hair thinning. Now, before we move on to the time lapse of my images, I want to also say that these are the products that I'm currently using. I have this hair shampoo that I'm using, which was provided by the clinic. It was part of the package that I purchased, so I didn't have to pay anything extra for that. Then I have a hair serum that was also provided. This is something that I'm using every other day. And I have 3 types of supplements that I'm taking on a daily basis, once a day. So this is a multivitamin complex. It has a ton of vitamins. I'm actually going to display them on the screen here so that I don't have to read them through because there's so many, guys, and it's absolutely a magic pill, this one. Then I'm taking biotin, and I'm also taking saw palmetto. Both of these are helping for much healthier, stronger hair, also thicker hair, And these are also supplements that you can start taking in preparation for the procedure, but I didn't do that. My preparation was to, in the process of a year, to do 3 procedures of hair PRP, which is basically a procedure where they take blood from you, spin it into a machine to separate the plasma from the blood, and then the plasma gets injected into your scalp, which also helps for the hair to get stronger and healthier. And this was very good preparation for me because, of course, I am my own donor, so I wanted to have a much healthier hair that when the hair follicles are being extracted, they're already improved and strengthened. And this is something that I definitely recommend. Spend some time before you take the step to have the procedure done. Spend some time to strengthen your hair. Whatever you want to do, there are different procedures that you can do, and of course different supplements that you can take. And I didn't really want to take supplements. I didn't even think that I will be taking supplements after the procedure, because this was part of the research that I missed. So I kind of thought that by doing the hair transplant I will be avoiding having to take any pills, because I don't really like taking pills, but nonetheless you have to do that. You have to take the pills at least for 6 months, maybe even a year after the procedure. This is for your own benefit, but you can do it for even longer. And I feel that I will continue taking these supplements because I want to have a much healthier hair moving forward from here. And I'm only getting older, so it's not likely that it will happen if I don't do anything about it, right? Alright, so without further ado, let's move on to the time lapse of my progress. So this is week 1. This is, I think, these images I took on the 3rd or the 4th day after the procedure, not on the day after the procedure, because in the first couple of days you are swollen, you have bandages around your head, so the first couple of days we don't really see much of a result. This is still not much of a result, because you can see there is no really hair growth yet, but we can very clearly see my front line here of the head. And then I'm showing you the back of my head so that you can see here where the crown is, and it is quite visible, you know, where the procedure was being done. It is quite red, the space here, because of course this area, the crown area, was the most affected, and it was the one where the most work was being done on. So it is quite a sensitive area, and for the first couple of weeks it is red, but it's not exactly painful. It's just feeling sensitive and everything. Now by week 2 we start seeing some growth of hair, and in fact it looks like it's a lot of growth, but it's very natural. I didn't really do anything specific, and these pills I didn't start taking until a few weeks later. I didn't take this in the first couple of weeks. So all of this growth is completely natural, and also it's important that none of the hair was falling off. People were telling me that at some point these hairs will fall off and then new healthy hair will start growing. No, the hair started growing right away. From the 2nd week you already see the hair started growing, and none of it fell off at any point. It's also important to notice that there is no scarring. I mean, there is some microscopic scarring that you can probably see with a magnifying glass or something, but as you start having hair grown, this is absolutely invisible. So there is literally no visible scarring from this procedure. Now by week 12 and 13, I actually have enough hair to start having a hairstyle, and I started combing my hair in a certain direction, which is where I wanted it to grow. And this is it now. Now here is another time lapse, this time just frontal, just so that you can see the difference in the hair from the beginning to right now, week 18. Well, quite remarkable, right? I'm personally really happy with the results. Cosmedica was definitely the right place for me, but I urge you to do your research. Make sure to check out different places, do consultations, speak to people who have had the procedure, or at least watch people like me on YouTube who are sharing their experience. I personally did not know anyone who had that procedure. I knew one person who had a hair transplant years ago, and he had the FUE procedure, the one where they actually take a strip of hair from the back of your head and then implant it, and that leaves a scar. So I didn't really want to have that procedure done, and I didn't really know anyone who had the FUE. This is why I did all of my research completely online. I watched many YouTube videos, I did a lot of Googling and everything, and finally I decided to go with Cosmedica rather than the clinic in London, which I felt that it was kind of giving me too low of an offer, and it felt like I'm gonna be compromising on something, and I didn't want to compromise at all. Then I had a cheaper offer in Turkey, and again I felt like I don't really want to go for the cheapest that there is, because I just cannot trust that it will have the best service. And this is why I decided to go with Cosmedica. Not the cheapest, but also not the most expensive, and definitely did not feel like a ripoff or someone that is just trying to get me as a customer. It's important to be well informed so that you can have an opinion and you can discuss what is really best for you. So this is all I can advise, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this is gonna help you, and stay tuned for my next update, which will be in month 5 next month.